Welcome to Daily Plunge. We're in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 20, starting at verse 41 through chapter 21, verse 4. All of chapter 20 has been about authority, and by what authority Jesus has to speak and to act. And then Jesus asks them, well, why does David say the Messiah is his Lord? And he quotes Psalm 110, which is a messianic psalm. Read the whole psalm. But one of the things it says is that this, as I say to my Lord, who is of the priest forever after Melchizedek. Now, Hebrews chapter 7, verse 17 speaks about this. And one of the things to understand about the Davidic covenant, the promise that there would always be a descendant of David on the throne, ultimately to be the Messiah, is not a promise to David. It is, but it really is a covenant promise to Israel. And so God is making a promise to Israel to have a faithful leader. And it says that this Messiah will conquer his enemies, right? Well, how will he do that? And it is because he's going to do that through the cross and the resurrection, right? That he'll conquer all enemies. Now, the next part of this is to recognize that here you have the Son of God, who is the Word made flesh, right? So the Word is teaching on the Word. The Son of God is teaching on Scripture. And it is the ultimate authoritative teaching. And if Jesus says this passage is about him after he has died on the cross, been raised from the dead, and returns, is ascended to heaven at the right hand of the Father, it is the ultimate power and authority, his interpretation. And how can he be David's son? That's one of the things it questions. How then can he be the son of David, but more importantly, the Son of God? And it is because of his complete surrender to the Lord, the Father, and his complete reliance as evidenced in the resurrection. Now, Jesus goes on to warn the listeners about the Pharisees and the Sadducees and how hypocritical they are. And they love to be seen because they're conceited and they're proud, and they love to be honored and recognized and revered. And they do a show of religion. But all they are is overseers, overloaders, really. They overload the people with the law. They don't free them into the gospel. They are enforcers, and they saddle people with these burdens. And where they should be people who are giving the grace of God, instead they're devouring widows. And then we get the next passage. And that's why Luke links these together, is because here the Pharisees are devouring widows, and here's a widow who's giving out of her necessity to God. And whereas everyone else is giving out of their excess, they're not going to miss it. They have plenty of money, right? That's the whole point. She is giving a tithe out of what she can't afford. And that's the thing about tithing, whether it's your money, it's your time, right? It is a sacrifice to God. Not, a tip, not some excess that you have, but that you are making a sacrifice for God. And so are you relying upon God? God doesn't need your money. What he's looking for is for you to give yourself to him. Well, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.